Hey, how's it going, guys? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Real quick, before I get started, you guys could actually go ahead and get in for a buying position on GBPUSD with a stop of 31 pips to, we're going to be having two take profits. The first one's going to be to clear out the equal highs here and second one up here, which is a total of 102 pips for the second TP. But yeah, make sure to get in for the buy right now. I'll give you guys the stop loss and everything before it starts moving even more on this London Open. Let me know once you guys get in and we'll give you guys a stop. So let me just send this to the group as well. Let me see. So GBPUSD buy now. My take profit one is going to be right on this equal highs, which would be 40 pips. So take profit one is going to be at 1.33665, which is 40 pips. And take profit two, it's going to be up here at 101 pips. It's going to be at 1.34275, which is 101 pips. And then my stop level is going to be 1.32945, which is 31 pips. All right. Let's send this to the Discord channel. Did everybody get it? Let me just go ahead and get it on this trade as well. All right, so just put my stop losses on this and I'll go ahead and get started for this session. So far, did everybody get in already? 3, 2. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Right now, we should be up and running in props already. Lens session opening good with some good volatility to the upside. So for GBPUSD, one of the things that you guys always want to make sure to keep an eye on is going to be looking at what it is, the dollar index, which is DXY, right? So depending on what DXY is going to be doing, it's also going to relay a lot with the dollar pair such as GBPUSD. So if DXY dollar index starts going to the downside, most likely the pound is gaining value over the dollar. So therefore, GBPUSD should be rising to the upside. If the dollar index goes up, GBPUSD should be decreasing in value versus the dollar. So therefore, it should be coming to a downside. As we could see clearly here on the dollar index, we've been going on the monthly time frame actually here. So going on the monthly time frame, we currently see how market has came into this monthly imbalance area. It's just been spiking, gaining value over time, but we finally reached a nice accumulation price candle around this imbalance zone on a lower time frame. Yeah, you might not be able to see it on this higher time frame, but you are able to see it on lower time frames. On top of that, if we actually add our fib from our start of the impulse to end of the impulse on the monthly, we came into a 0.50 level, which is an equilibrium price. Now coming into weekly time frame, We have our weekly imbalance here. And our weekly accumulation price candle here, which is our last bullish candle before the drop. Market came right into that accumulation price candle to now start creating a retracement. So it has already broken new highs prior on the weekly time frame. Market broke through its equal highs. So once we break through highs, well, market's going to tend to still push higher, or where it could just start dropping. Just really depends on how market reacts. But here it pushed higher, and now it should start making a retracement to fill in this weekly imbalance to most likely come and test into this weekly accumulation price candle that we have down here. Now come into a daily time frame. Let's go ahead and delete this so it doesn't look that messy. Oh, what happened? All right, there we go. So now come into a daily time frame. This right here is our weekly accumulation price candle, which could also be one on a daily. Not really, but yeah, we see our weekly accumulation price candle to now start retracing down into its imbalance area that we have here, right in this area where we broke right through our equal highs. So market can now retrace down, come and test down here, and then start making this new impulse to the upside. Breaking it down to lower time frames, we can now start seeing new market structure forming to a downside. Market comes, fills in imbalance area, test this to now go down, and come and clear out this old low, as well to do what? Clear out sell side liquidity where we have formed a false trend right here. So all this is retail trading perspective, where they get in for bias on the top of the trend line, top of the trend line, top of the trend line. So what we look at is to come and clear out those areas where retail traders got in for buying positions. Now, why? Because here, here, and here is where retail traders got in for buys. Therefore, their stop losses are now going to start being accumulated in the zones, in those areas where they got in for what? For buys. So institutional markets are now going to start dropping with even more impactful movement to the downside to sweep through all those stops. And once those stops are cleared out, market is now going to start spiking once more to rise back to the upside, to most likely come into a weekly, show us a daily, into our daily buy side liquidity that we have right here on those equal highs. So for now, we should see the dollar index dropping to clear out sell side liquidity that we have in this area. So with that being said, we should be looking to long the pound dollar to now do what? Clear out buy side liquidity and all of this sell side liquidity that we have here as well. We have liquidity here, buy side liquidity here as well, and buy side liquidity here, and all the way up here as well to be cleared out. Now coming into the daily, actually was the where the weekly machine. So now breaking down the mark on the GBPUSD. If we take a look at, I think it was the daily I was looking at. Yeah. So on the daily time frame, we now have what? Imbalance, daily imbalance formed on the daily time frame here. This area here is our distribution. It's now doing what? Accumulating price to now start rising to the upside. So we have accumulation of price here on the forward time frame. We can now clearly see how market came to clear out the sales of liquidity that we had left behind from this low, which was an oversold area, right in this area, oversold. So when it's oversold, what do retail traders do? They get in for longs. Here we have the sell before the buy, which is this low, this movement to a downside. So there's two candles, which you just see pure pressure sell, as well institutional banks got in for selling positions to do what? To clear out stops of retail traders that had gotten in for buys here when they saw the market oversold on their RSI. No more retail traders. So now market should start rising to the upside. We have market breaking the side here on the 4-hour time frame. Zoom into that. This right here, which was our commission price candle. Last bearish before the institutional movement to the upside. Market came into this candle. You could see, tested it right on 50%. Once, twice. Now markets are starting to gain value to the upside during this London session, as you could see clearly. Now coming into the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame, I got confirmation. The market had came also into this 1 hour commission price candle. We traced into it, tested it, and made a rejection. Boom, to the upside. So now we should be booming to the upside for at least 101 pips before we see any other major retracement. The reason why we put our final take profit there is because if you take a look at the 4 hour time frame, we have our commission price candle that was never tested right there. Last bullish candle before the push down of this imbalance. Now, I don't really expect market to have a massive drop here. I just expect market to have a retracement down to then continue going higher. Once that happens, we could most likely take advantage of some selling positions here before our next buying position. So with that being said, I mean, that's what I'm looking at for tonight, which is GBPUSD to be trading. We could actually hold it, some more partials during this area to come and cloud all the way up here on this high. So we can actually have it for a swing, but just to play it safe, we just catch first take profit at 40, second take profit at 100. And yeah, that's what I'm looking at for tonight's session for GBPUSD. Other than that, not really looking for anything else. I mean, we did have GA trade I sent out last night during London, but it didn't play off. We hit stop. Make sure our stop was right here at around 40 pip stop that we hit. This massive move to the upside. I believe it was news. Let me actually check if we had news for the Australian dollar. Let's see. Yeah, we have a lot of news for Australian dollar today, which is the AUD. Yeah, so most likely that's why that massive move up happened. So they didn't play off 40 pips first loss of the week. No worries. We should be getting them back with GU or more trades during the week. Other than that, does anyone have any other questions or any other pairs that you guys want to take a look at? Or everything clear? Nope. All good. All right, then, with that being said, everybody have a great night and happy trading to you all.